All right, good morning, traders. Today is August 15th, 2023. My name is John Carrigan. I moderate the BYOB trading room. My morning SPY pivot remains at 447.30. Above it, I am a bull. Below it, I am a bear. FNGU trying to break the daily downtrend and started to bounce at 165 area. Nice green candle today. We'll see if it can get any follow through. QQQ trying to break its 2-hour downtrend, bouncing at the 365 minor support area. We will see if that can get any follow through as well. SPY trying to make it back over the 450 area, challenging its 2-hour downtrend, bouncing from the 442 support area. Diamond still bullish in a bull flag pattern. US dollar, crude oil, and nat gas are in daily uptrends. I'd like to see crude oil cool off a little bit, maybe bull flag for a week or two, but crude oil is looking good. US dollar is like to see it cool off and probably bull flag for a week or two. We'll see what happens there. Now let's get into the market. All right, let's start off with the SPY. All right, so SPY, here's our 2-hour downtrend right here. Notice on the daily chart, there is no higher lows or higher highs. They're still just kind of pulling back. So here we are at the minor support area, these two humps. And we found support and we had a bounce. Now, doesn't look like we're going to get any follow through this morning. We'll see what happens with the market today. Back up over this trend line. Let me zoom in and show you where it's at. Okay, so back up over this trend line right here. And if the market opens up, as long as we're above 445, I'll probably be bullish on that trend for a gap fill back up to this 448 area. We'll see what happens when we open up the market. All right, below that, if we open up below and wind up trading below this 445 area, I'm going to be a bear, and down into this area down here, looking for gap fill and a challenge of the 440.70 area. So we'll see what happens today. Let's take a look at QQQ. All right, QQQ on the daily chart, you can see here's the minor support. Minor support is right here and right here. All right, so kind of bouncing off of that minor support area. Major support is right there. See this tail that sticks down? That's our major support. So here we are with the QQQ. Got an hourly 2-hour pullback here, and we're looking at bounce from major and minor support area. We'll see what happens with QQQ. Again, we got one nice big green candle. We'll see if we're going to get any follow through today. We could have a reversal pattern show up soon. We'll see. So there's QQQ. And we just did the SPY. Let's do FNGU. So here's FNGU. Now FNGU is in a daily downtrend because we have a lower high and lower lows on the FNGU. So here we are with the FNGU. Nice green candle yesterday. Still everything remains underneath the 17-day trend indicator. 17 EMA. Daily trend indicator right there. Those red dots. Now we'll go back and look at the SPY and the QQQ so we can look at their position in relationship to their 17-day exponential moving average daily trend indicator. All right, so here's FNGU, daily downtrend. Notice price, the 3, the 8, all underneath the 17, daily downtrend, pulling back. Finding support right here at major support. Major support's going to be this valley that comes down right there. So we're finding support right there at that dip. These dips represent major support. These humps up here represent minor support. So we'll see if we can make it back up to the minor support area in FNGU, possibly getting some follow through. So we'll see what happens. Here's FNGU, currently in its daily downtrend, has not broken it yet. Now let's go back and look at SPY and look at the relationship between it. So here's SPY. You have the 3 EMA, the 8 EMA, and the price action all underneath the 17-day exponential moving average trend indicator right there. That's why it's red, those red dots that show up right through here. QQQ. QQQ, as you can see, QQQ also in the same position. We've got the 3 EMA, the 8 EMA, which is our T line, and the price action all underneath our 17-day exponential moving average called our trend indicator right there. So all three underneath. Notice there is space between the 3 and the 8. This represents a possible place to put a, it's a 3/8 gap for the bears right there. You get a 3/8 gap right there, pull back right into the 3/8 area and watch it roll over some more. We'll see what happens if they get followed through to the upside or if we're going to get a bearish engulfing. There's QQQ. Now IWM. IWM in a 2-hour downtrend, price, the 3 EMA, the 3 EMA, the T line, which is the 8 EMA, all underneath the 17-day EMA. That's our trend indicator. Everything underneath 2-hour downtrend, pulling back to this trend line right here. So let's go back and see how far that trend line starts. So this trend line starts from back in October of last year. So that's a pretty strong trend line. Seeing price bounce off of that would be very normal. I would expect this to get back to the trend indicator soon. If not today, maybe sometime later this week. And where's the minor support? Minor support's going to be these two humps right up here. There's one and there's one. So there's our minor support, and you can see price is holding right there. And you can see there's a good chance we get a bounce back up to the trend indicator and challenge that T line up there on the IWM. If we look at this on the 2-hour chart, you can see here's our beautiful 2-hour downtrend right there. So now let's go take a look at the diamonds. Now the diamonds are in a bull flag. We'll look at them on a daily. So here's the diamonds, up, bull flag over to the right. Notice it remains in the upper third. Everything looking really good for the diamonds. It's got this 2-hour pullback right here. If we look at it on a 2-hour chart, you can see right here we got lower lows, kind of lower highs, more like a 15-minute, but a lot of slop through here. We'll see what happens. Usually you enter, you get some slop, then you get a little bit more pullback. So notice it's coming up to this trend line. It's possible come back here and make a visit to this trend line right there on the diamonds. Just actually just chewing off time. That's all it's doing. I'd look for a nice, possibly a bull put spread would be nice. You can see it's just chewing off time. It's got another week to go. Nice bull put spread with probably the first strike right here around 443, 442, and the second strike right underneath it around 440. So there's diamonds right there. That's what I'll be looking for, is that bull put spread on the diamonds. All right, now let's take a look at, we did the FNGU, we did the IWM. Let's take a look at the XLF. All right, XLF, 2-hour pullback right here to the trend line. We'll see if it's going to get some support. This would be our minor support. There's these tails that stick up right here. We'll see if it's going to get some support right there. You can see it's come down there earlier and bounced, come down there again and bounced. And you can see it's trying to hold the structure up right here at 34.74. We'll see what happens, whether they're going to break through and roll over. We have two nice shoulders right here for the left side. There's your left shoulder. See if they're going to create a head and shoulders pattern or not. I really don't think so. I think they'll probably hit this trend. Probably come down to minor support, maybe this area right here, 34, and then bounce up from there. XLF. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. So XLF, let's look at this in relation to its last move up in the 2-hour chart. And you can see we're breaking out. We tried to hold this 30% area. Notice that right up there, everything over 34.73. That would be our upper third. That would be bullish for me. It's possible they may want to come down here and tag the midpoint of the quad lines and then move back up higher. We'll see what happens with XLF. Currently trading a little bit lower below that trend line right there. Who's to say they can't spike it and then we get a rubber band effect back up over it. So there's XLF. SMH. SMH had a really nice day yesterday with a sharp move to the upside. If we look at this on the daily chart, nice, beautiful green candle. We'll see if we get any follow through today. Notice everything is underneath the 17-day exponential moving average. That's the trend indicator right here. So here we have a nice green candle. We'll see if we get the follow through. Notice the T line, the 3 EMA, and the price all underneath the 17. So we'll see what happens with SMH. Their trend line exists a little bit over here to the right. We'll see how much further they can carry it over there. But if we look at this from the last move, and you notice trying to stay in this upper third. Price came down and rocketed back right back up into the upper third area on SMH. So they're trying to remain bullish by staying in the upper third. Is a possibility they could come down here and spike this midpoint for a day or two and then come rally back up towards this upper third area. We'll see what happens with SMH. Transports. Transports also in that 2-hour pullback here. Now if we take the transports and put the quad lines on there, you can see that they're also in the upper third. There's the upper third for transports. Long ways back from the trend line. Who's to say they can't just probably bull flag from here? Actually, it could be seen as a bear flag with this moving down and then over to the right. So we'll see what happens if they can stick it and stay in the upper third, or if they're going to have to actually come back and test the midpoint or this trend line here. So there's IYT. But I'd like to see them cool off for another week or so. So there's IYT. Now let's take a look at UNG. All right, here's UNG in a nice channel uptrend, daily chart. Got the green trend indicator here. Price action, price, 3 EMA, 8 EMA, all up over the trend indicator. Looks like we're going to challenge the trend indicator today. But here's our channel. Look for opportunities near this trend line over here. Hopefully we can get a nice bounce right off of this minor support. Minor support is right through there, about 732. Major support is all the way down here, 667. All right, so we could come all the way to 667, major support, and then find a bounce back up to the upside. There's UNG. I'm bullish on UNG. USO, crude oil. Nice chart for crude oil. Kind of hot. Like to see it cool off for a little bit. Like to see a bull flag, probably for about 2 or 3 weeks. Wouldn't bother me at all to see this cool off. Even pull back to this minor support area right here. 69.34. That would not be out of the question. If we look at this with the quad lines in, you can see we are in the upper third up here in quadrant 4. Quadrants are labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4, 4 being the tallest one, the highest one up there. So we could pull back all the way to 67.70 and still remain bullish in this with the midpoint right here at 67.70. Like to see it stay up here in the upper third. We'll see what happens. Getting a little pullback now. So far we got a 1, 2, 3, 3-day pullback, and we'll see what they're going to do today. They will find support, 72.52, and then we'll see if they can hold that support. They may even come down here to 71.01. We'll see what happens with crude oil. UUP. Here's UUP. This is the downtrend right there. You can see UUP recovering almost all of the move down here and rallying to the upside. So here's UUP. Nice move to the upside on the US dollar index. So bullish here. Like to see this kind of J hook. Actually, like to see it come back down here to 27.50. When the US dollar is weak, our goods and services are more affordable across the global economies, and we become more competitive, and that helps raise GDP. Our last GDP was 2.4, which is not bad, surprisingly. 2.4. Now, we like to see 3 and 4. Usually a benchmark is to get it up over 4, but 2.4 is not too bad, but it's not great either. Yes, Phil, I am in DBX long. Yes, I have DBX long. And my stop is at 27.30 right there. So I like DBX. All right, traders, that's it for the market today. We'll take a look at T2122. You can see here we were in the sell zone yesterday, and we're trying to rally up out of it, putting in a higher low. We'll see where we wind up today. Back into the chop zone here, T2123. Here we were ending the day with 3 nice trend indicators on the 15. If we look at it on the 3 bar, still got some space between the trend indicator and the price action. So market's kind of rolling over here on T2123, and this is the 3 bar chart. Go back to the 15, got a higher low here. We'll see if we can get any continuation, maybe a gap fill. We'll see what happens on T2123. All right, so that's it for the market today, and I will see most of you people tomorrow. Most of them in the room. I will be here all day.